expecting it. Did you slide out of the chair over here, Elliot? Bring somebody on here. Jesus Christ. That's going to be a fun fight.
It's going to be on high alert tomorrow after the weigh-in then?
I know, for the weigh-in.
That was so fast. I wasn't expecting it. You know? I don't like when they touch each other.
You take extra precaution tomorrow, like in the weigh-ins and guys like that?
Yeah, I was expecting it, but they were being so cool today, I didn't see it coming.
David, can you hear what was said between Donald?
Yeah, well, that was it. That's what started it. Cerrone said something like, "I'm getting in that ass tomorrow," or something like that. Or whatever's happening tomorrow, and that's why he did it. Yeah. So Miguel Torres, everybody knows the situation, what happened. Literally have not talked to Miguel Torres since it happened. It was right before the holidays. We had all the stuff going on. He was cut. I don't know. What's the date? Whatever the date was before Christmas. Didn't call him. Haven't talked to him or anything else. I was on vacation the last 10 days, and his manager texted me and asked if they could come in and meet with me today. So I said yes. None of this was planned or anything. I said yes. He came in this morning and sat me down and basically said, since the incidents happened, he's gone and reached out to every rape crisis center in Chicago and met with the people who run it and sat down and talked to them. He's donated money to all the rape crisis centers. He has, they're taking rape sensitivity classes, et cetera, et cetera. And one of the things about me is we all make mistakes. I've made mistakes, and I'm going to make more, believe me. And talking to Miguel today, I was in the same position he was in a couple years ago. And it's not about the mistake that you make, it's how you handle yourself after you make that mistake. And there's some guys in this sport who deny, lie, say they didn't do this, they didn't do that, there's a conspiracy going on. He didn't do any of that. He went and handled himself like a man, and I respect that. So we got together today, he talked to me, and he's back in the UFC. So, and here's the thing too. Now, I was criticized for cutting him. Now I'll be criticized for bringing him back. The bottom line is I don't give a shit what anybody thinks or what anybody says. I don't give a fuck what your opinion is. I'm going to do this the way that I do it. You don't go on Twitter and you don't make rape jokes. I don't give a fuck if they're from a TV show. If some comedian told it and you think it's the funniest joke in the world, you just don't do it. But out of the blue and out of nowhere, it makes no sense. And that's why this thing went down. I explained to you why he's back now. He's handled his business like a man. And what he did, I think, is honorable. He wasn't told to do it. He wasn't told, if you do this, we'll think about bringing you back. If you do this, you'll come back. He wasn't told anything because we never talked. So, I'll let you take it from there.
I want to first thank my family, my friends, my management, all supporting me.
Dave, you got a microphone?
And helping me make the right decisions and doing the right thing. I never knew I had so many supporters until this happened. And I'm very appreciative for all my fans. All I wanted for Christmas was to be back in the UFC. I've dedicated my whole life since I was 15 years old. I watched the first UFCs to be a UFC fighter, be a UFC champion. And I dedicated my whole life and my whole essence to the sport. When I got cut, it showed me that, what I see on Twitter, what I see on social media is very powerful. And I took a lot of heat for what I said. I manned up, I took on the chin. And I realized my words are very powerful. And it's hard for me. What I say can hurt people. Dana White, Lance Matita, they took me back in. I'm very appreciative.
Thank you, bro. You're a man. You did the right thing. Here's what it is.
Miguel, how long has this 3 weeks been for you, not knowing exactly what was going to happen, whether you'd be back, how soon you might be able to come back, and what was your backup plan if you weren't able to come back?
I didn't have a backup plan, I know I'll always have a career doing something. I pretty much made my way up here fighting one fight at a time. And, I had no other choices. For me, the only end game is the UFC. So if I can't fight the UFC, then I'm going to train fighters, run my gym, and continue with my life. I had no I know I made a mistake. I could have reacted a lot of different ways, and I didn't. You know, I grew up where if you get slapped, you slap back. And I felt, you know, I wanted to lash out. I stayed quiet. So I could think about what I said. What I said was very wrong. And, you know, I had to learn from my mistake.
Thank you.
And that's why I took this opportunity to grow, not to hurt. It's wrong to make it right. People can say whatever they want. People can say whatever they want. What I said was wrong. What I said hurt somebody. Hurt a lot of people.
You've always been kind of charitable in Northwest Indiana. Can you talk a little bit about some of the places that you donated money to?
If you give me your email, I will give you the full list of different organizations that donate money.
And what was the support like, you know, back home in the community where you've always been a respected business leader and all that?
It was really hard. It was really hard. I maintained my silence, and I made a statement. You know, I apologized to my fans and my friends and my family. And I wanted that to be the only thing on my Facebook account and my Twitter account. Any fan that I have, anyone that goes to my account sees that that's what my stance is. And I wanted to educate on the subject more. I wanted to see how it affected people. I wanted to see what I could do to change things, what I could do to become a better person before I talk to anybody. And thankfully, Dana White met with me today. None of this was planned. I had no. Yesterday, I got my flight to come here and talk to him. I thank God that he took the time to give me the time to talk to me. And I'm very appreciative.
And now that this chapter's kind of closed, and you talked about it a little bit, but is there need for formal outlines, formal policy for these guys?
Common sense. It's common sense. And listen, sometimes we got to go through stuff like this to realize. Same thing that happened to me a couple of years ago. You say something, you know, he didn't say anything. He's not joking about whatever. You know, when you're with your small group of guys and you're making jokes, you know, you do anything, or you get out of these Twitter or whatever it might be. What if this fine line? And a lot of it, some of it's bullshit. Some of the stuff that comes back is bullshit. You got people that are trying to mess with you. But some of it is real, and some of it, you know, for instance, I mean, my infamous video blog. You know how many groups called me up and wanted apologies from that one video blog? I gave an apology to one. You know, because I thought that shit. The rest of them were all full of shit. You know what I mean? Because believe me, you want to talk about, you know, when they talk about, first of all, you know that when people come out on my Twitter and say dumb shit to me, I say dumb shit back to them. Okay? You give it to me, I'm going to give it right back. Now we had some group saying that I'm bullying people. Shut up. If you opt in to follow me and you come and talk shit to me, get ready. It's coming back. And I'm better at it than you are.
I see exactly what you're saying about common sense, but some people will say that common sense is...
If I need to write guidelines and say...
What about just like a guy writing Tebow, like where was God with the 4 interceptions? I mean, that right there could offend some people, but some people don't care.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what do you do?
That one doesn't bother me.
See, it doesn't bother me either, but it bothers me.
I guess we're on my scale then. Okay, we'll go by my scale. Because a lot of stuff out there is bullshit. And believe me, I've dealt with more of these groups than you guys could ever imagine. And what they try to do is a lot of these groups, you want to talk about bullying. You want to talk about bullying? A lot of these groups out there, if you even have an ounce of faith and you say something that they deem, you know, they come after you, man. And they come after you to tear you down and rip you apart. You know, they're not just looking for an apology. They're looking to make an example out of you. You know? And I have this job where we walk this fine line. Social media is real, man. It's not going anywhere. It's the future. It's going to be the biggest thing the world has ever seen. It's only getting bigger, and everybody's getting into it. And you know, there's always going to be somebody who's offended or has an agenda and is going to say something. But I think we do a pretty good job of siphoning out the bullshit and what's real.